Here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of Jordan 1 Satin Black Toe. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have an unboxing or a comparison between two pairs of Jordan 1, and as you can tell by the title, it is the Satin Black Toe women's colorway Jordan 1, but obviously they go up to a slightly bigger size, so they do fit me. So this is a comparison between a UK 8.5 and a UK 9, just because they sent me a 9 in the replica pair and a UK 8.5 was a retail purchase. And as you can see by the label, you know, if you're in the UK, you know where that's from. So as I said, the retail pair is here on the right and the replica pair is on the left side here. So if we take a look at the boxes straight away, this is quite an old shoe, well, not too old, but obviously I haven't kept the box in that great condition, so you can't really judge based on that. But based on color and everything like that, I'd say the retail box, maybe the black is slightly darker, and this is more of a light grey, but I don't know if that's just because it's damaged. In terms of red, the retail box, the red is definitely a more vibrant red. It's much lighter on the replica one. If you have a look there, hopefully that shows up okay. In terms of the label on the side, I will give you a close-up now, just so you can see the differences. Apart from the obvious size differences, you can actually see next to the barcode where it says Women's Air Jordan 1 High OG, you can see that the text is slightly larger on the replica pair compared to that of the retail one. So there are slight differences between text size and alignment issues, but other than that, it is very, very close indeed. So they have worked on the Jordan box for quite a while, so there aren't many differences here. So I will open it up and just take a look at the shoes themselves. So firstly, we have the paper. There is slight differences here. On the fake one, it just feels more laminated than that of the retail one. But obviously this is just paper, and if you're buying the shoes, you're not really going to check the paper that well. So we'll move the paper to the side and take out the shoes themselves. So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of Jordan 1 Satin Black Toes. So looking in the box, the fake one comes with this Nike Chinese label, just a wee note, and also the seller has provided a Yeezy keychain, so that's a telltale sign. They sometimes throw in a little gift, not too sure why, but pretty cool I guess. And obviously the retail one comes with the receipt. That's pretty much it for the box, so I'll leave that to the side and we'll take a look at the shoes. Here is a retail pair and a fake pair side by side. Would you be able to tell the difference from far away? Probably not, but I will try and break down some of the differences so that you don't get scammed when trying to buy a retail pair. So the first difference to notice, and this is a big difference, on the retail pair that I have in hand, they only come with one set of laces, and that is the black ones, and they should always be attached. They didn't actually come with any spare laces, whereas on the fakes, they seem to always do it. And for this one, as you can see, they provided a spare pair of red laces, and on the inner side, they provide a spare pair of white laces. So the retail pair only comes with black laces, so that is something to note. I would have actually liked if they had come with the spare laces, because I think these would have looked really, really nice with the full white laces because it has the white tongue. But that is a difference to note right there. If we take a look from the upper side here, you can look down on the toe and you can see there are differences in the shape here. As you can see, on the retail one, it is perfectly curved around the toe, whereas on the fake one, you can see it has that box kind of shape towards the toe. It doesn't curve completely like it does on the retail one. In terms of the actual leather quality, of course, the retail one is a lot better than that of the fake, but appearance-wise, they are very similar. But in terms of actual feel and quality, the fake one has a much thinner feel to it. it's not quite as strong and sturdy as it does on the retail toe box. If we look around at the corner just above the Wings logo here, you can see the two holes where the laces would thread through. If you look at the stitching going around the corner, on the retail one, the stitching matches the actual color of the satin going around the heel, whereas on the fake one, you can see the stitching kind of stands out a bit more on the satin material. This is a difference to note as well, even though it is incredibly minor. In terms of the black leather going around the heel here, on the retail pair, it is much more tumbled. You can see the actual creases and pattern on the leather itself, whereas on the fake one, you can see there isn't much tumbledness to it, and it is a lot more puffy than it is on the retail one. This might be quite hard to see, so I will give you a close-up of this, but on the inner side, the actual material going on the inner side of the ankle is actually a different color. So on the fake pair, it is more of a true black, whereas on the retail one, it has a sort of greeny tinge to it in certain lightings, specifically studio lighting, as I can see here, so there are slight differences there. In terms of the actual tongue, this could be because of age, but it's not a pure white tongue. It does actually have a slight blue tint to it compared to that of the fake one, where the fake one is almost crystal white, but this will probably change with time, so I wouldn't judge too much of that just because of the actual material that it is. It doesn't stay purely white. If we turn it over to look at the sole, and specifically the Nike symbol in the middle. So if you look at the retail pair, and you look at the R symbol to the right hand side of the Nike print, and you can see that it's much more vivid on the fake pair compared to the retail one. Also, if you look at the tread patterns towards the forefoot, you can see that they also vary here, and the stars once again are much more vibrant on the retail pair compared to the fake. These are both dead stocks, so they should be very similar. If we turn it around to the back side, on all Jordan 1s, you can see that hourglass shape on the heel, whereas if we compare this to the actual fake one, you can see it's a lot more chunky and doesn't have that specific hourglass shape that can be seen on the retail pair. The swoosh on the outer side, this is the retail pair I have in my hand here. If we compare that to the fake one, which I'll give you a close-up as well, you can see that the fake one, the swoosh is a lot thicker going all the way up. Also, the textured leather on the Nike swoosh on the retail one is much more texturized than on the fake one. In terms of the actual satin on the heel, these are incredibly close. Even by studying this incredibly hard and looking at it for absolutely ages, there is little to no difference at all in the material. They've got it absolutely spot on. That's quite incredible. In terms of the cardboard shoe fillers on the inside, you can see differences here. So on the retail one here, it has the Jordan logo sticking outwards on the thing, and all of the different symbols are sticking out. Whereas on the fake one, every single symbol is indented. So you can see a difference there. On the fake one, they've indented it. On the real one, they have not. So that is something to note. As well as they've put the sizing down the bottom, whereas on the retail one, it's on the side. If we take a look now at the tongue label itself, and we turn it to the inner side text, as you can see, there are slight differences in the quality of the text. Obviously on the retail one, it's all cleanly done and printed correctly. Also, the made in Vietnam at the bottom is much thicker on the real one compared to the fake one, and is placed lower down, if you can see the gap between that and the stitching. So that is something to note. Another thing to note is if you pull down the tongue and look at the inner side here, so if we open up the fake one, you can see it has cleanly got that cut all the way along, whereas on the retail one, it's actually quite messy. So that's something to note as well. As you can see from this short video, they are incredibly close, and this is my favorite Jordan 1 of all time. And I'm quite worried to say that this is incredibly close. They have done a really good job of it. In terms of the shape though, there are slight differences there. In terms of the actual quality of the materials, that are different here, apart from the satin on the back. Color wise, we've got it completely spot on, apart from the tongue, but that changes with time. It's actually really scary to think of how good these are getting. But yeah, this will be a test on my Instagram. I probably will take the laces off just to make it a little harder for you, because if you see the spare laces, it'll be pretty easy. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. It does help the channel grow, helps me get comparisons just like this, even if they are absolutely solid. But Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you had a great day.